Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is the Legacy OUG at OUG KL. So yes, this is one of my favorite, highly anticipated projects, the Legacy at OUG. And why? Okay, maybe it's a personal reason. I used to stay in this area for quite many years, so I've seen this area really developed and transformed over the past 7-8 years, when I was staying here. Okay, so yes, very nice project. Even you look at the facade itself, where can you get projects nowadays which use clay or red bricks as the facade? A big part of it is actually all red bricks. And if you notice, this part here, this part hanging out, is actually the living room or the balcony, yeah, for these units. So very special, very nice facade, I would say, for this project, Legacy OUG. And Legacy OUG is actually by the OG developers of OUG, yeah, the people who developed the whole of OUG. Same developers, the Legacy OUG. And where we are, we're actually along Jalan Gembira. Yeah, this is Jalan Gembira. It's basically a hill, sort of leading up to a hill. And there, further down there, is actually the main road, Old Klang Road, Jalan Klang Lama. That's where you have all your high-rise. You're very busy. I think it's a 3-lane or 4-lane. Yeah. You have the likes of Scott Garden. What else you have? Of course, further up you have Bloomsville, which I reviewed recently. Yeah. So Old Klang Road, and of course Old Klang Road, that side there, that direction. If you go down here, you turn right. You basically head towards Gardens Mid Valley. So that's not too far off also. That's about like 8-9 kilometers before you touch Gardens Mid Valley. Okay, and yes, around this corner here, I'll talk about that later. This is Plaza OUG. It's an old mall. It has been demolished and currently undergoing redevelopment. Yeah. Okay, going back to this nice, beautiful, sexy project. Love it. This is going to be a very good review. This is Legacy OUG, 2 blocks. I'm not sure if you can see. You can see one block here, the other block is on the other side, so it's like a letter L, sort of, one block here and another block here, or V shape rather, yeah. And this is 33 stories for both blocks, freehold, and rather low density. You only have a total of 442 units. So the lowest or the smallest unit is a Type A, that's over 1,000 square feet, 1,050 square feet for 3 rooms and 2 bathrooms. And the biggest is over 2,000 square feet, yeah, 2,230 if I'm not mistaken, Type F. And that has a 4+2 bedroom and 4+1 room configuration. So yes, without further ado, look at that. This visitor parking, I guess you can park outside casually before you head in. Let's go! Okay, we've just gotten through. Yeah. The guardhouse, 2 in, 1 out. And I like this. So the out is on the other side, yeah. But I like this covered walkway path. Yeah, nice. This is so upscale resort feel that you get. It's not lighted now, but these are lights basically. You don't have lights at the top here, but you got these lights shining at the bottom of the path to light your walkway. Very nice. Yeah. This is just beautiful. Really, am I so excited when I see a development. So you come here, and this is where you drop off for both your towers, Tower A and Tower B. So this is Tower A. So it's an open concept, right? Straight away you drop off. Okay, we'll talk about the one for Tower B. This goes up to the resident parking. Also, the other one's coming down. So if you want to drop off, you drop off here. this big roundabout, turn here, and you have EV charging here also. So you got a total of 3 EV charging, 3 bays. And besides this, each car park, each unit rather, also has a 3-pin power point plug for you to use to charge. Yeah. Time. So time fibers available here. Look at that. Lowered windows. Open. So you don't have any fan here. But surprisingly, it's not at all stuffy. It's rather airy, right? So there's a lot of cross ventilation. Oh, right. So these lowered window panels, it basically opens. Yeah, if you saw that there, obviously some that the initial one are closed, but these lowered windows. So very, very much you get that well thought of architecture feel, right? Look at that. I can't imagine once it's at night, once they light up this building. This is the mailbox area. I'm liking what I see so far. Okay, yes, let's head up. Let's go. Stepping off the lift. We are very high up actually, between level 30 and 33. So this is really towards the top. And the layout is very, very unique and very, very low dense. So it's like a letter T. I have 4 units here. 2 units to this side. So this walkway is the longer one. But these 2 units, although is less, but these are very, very big units. Especially the unit at the corner. That's the biggest units at over 2,000 square feet. And another 2 units to this side. So again, if you can imagine, it's a letter T. And there are only 8 units per floor. Hence, really low dense, in my opinion. This airwell, I'm not sure if you can call it airwell because they close up the top, but I like this because it's open directly to our outside and hence it's so bright. And this is going to be consistent throughout all floors, right? Usually the airwell here is covered because you have units behind this and the light comes from the top. But in this instance, the light comes from the front here. So it's going to be very, very bright even for the units below. The units below, the normal downside I would say is that obviously it doesn't have that nice a view. But as far as walkway is concerned, you don't need to worry it's going to be bright because it's like this, yeah? And one thing I really like about this developer, right, or this particular development, is that they've done the units such that the width for each unit is very wide. I'll show you what I mean by this when we review the unit later. Yeah, compared to the normal one, the width is usually much shorter and they give a lot depth. Yeah, so if you think the analogy of a landed house, right, the normal houses terrace, let's say, is a 22 times 70 feet, right? Or semi-D is 40 times 80. Really, do you get 80 feet times 40 feet? But yes, there are such units. Okay, it's a bit noisy because this is the refuse room. It's a very small refuse room, so I will not talk too much about it. This is the lift, bombard lift, double-sided. Okay, I need to get away from that very noisy. Hopefully it's still clear, my voice. See? Bright, I'll still call it airwell. It's extremely big. Yeah. I like the facade. And this is the unit that we will be reviewing. This is a Type D, 1,750 square feet, 3 plus 2 bedrooms and 3 plus 1 bathrooms. Yeah. So immediately, at the entrance here, you don't have space for a shoe cabinet, though. It's directly to your door. But what's interesting is that the front here, they've actually used a slightly different tile also. Very, very textured. So sort of slip proof. Yeah. And stepping in. So again, this layout of the way it's executed is extremely unique. This is hands down, it ranks as one of the best layouts that I can ever possibly imagine. So what I was saying earlier on, right? See, the width is extremely long. Yeah, the depth not so much. And by doing this, right, by having a wide width and the depth not so much, the developer does less units and hence less revenue. But for the owners, it's a plus point. Why? Because all your rooms, all my 3 rooms are here, the 3 main rooms, and the living room, yeah, and also my +1 room, we'll go to this shortly. These are all facing out, so you get an extremely nice view. This type of layout, trust me, you only get it when you see much higher end developments, the likes of Mont Kiara, the likes of KLCC. If you are lucky enough, you get this type of big, nice layout with wide frontage. You have it here in Legacy OUG. This is Legacy OUG, guys. Okay, DB box here, 3-phase, very, very expected against a very big unit. 1, 2, 3, 3 poles. And I would say you would probably want to do your shoe cabinets here. Yeah, so your shoe cabinets inside. Yeah, they're DB box, so you probably have to sacrifice half of it. Bottom part only. Nevertheless, still more than enough in my opinion. And let's check out this +1 first. So there are 2 +1s, as in, yeah, it's +2 basically. This is the powder room. And yes, powder room's at the front as usual because it's usually for guests. See, nice. You got that ventilator there also. Yeah. So you switch on, you will have to ventilate, and this basically keeps the powder room as dry as possible because it ventilates the air out. Yeah, it prevents mold from building up. There's no shower, very typical of a powder room. GBH, Go Ban Huat, yeah, local company. Yeah, but with this tabletop and this, the first +1 room. So the first +1 room looks like what is the maid's room, but let me tell you this. This is one of the best maid's room I've ever seen. It is big. This is like a normal small room. Yeah? Crazy. Laminated timber flooring is big. You can potentially throw in a queen size bed from what I see. I think you have a good 5 feet here. Yeah? This side. And it goes probably until here, 7 feet. At the side here, you can still put cabinets if you want to cramp in. This is big. And it has windows. And it's high up. It's not lowered ceiling. This is KLCC standard, guys. This is Mont Kiara Bukit Tunku standard here in Legacy OUG. Bathroom. Maid's bathroom. Of course, it's smaller, pretty much expected, but they still give you decently branded ones, yeah. GBH also. This also GBH, sub-brand of GBH. Diamond Duke Junior by GBH. Yeah. Look at that. You have windows also to your yard. Talking about all these rooms, right? So, actually for it to qualify as a room, it needs to meet certain size. Likewise, the height of the rooms and so on, all this needs to meet a certain size. And if I'm not mistaken, that document is called by Uniform Bylaws Building. Okay, I really can't remember what's the name. BBL or UBBL, something like that. You can Google up and look for that. And that's basically the requirement, or that's the specifications that must be met for, let's say, the master bedroom, the main master bedrooms, second, third, ceiling height and so on and so forth, walkway, airwell size, all those. If you are curious, you can check out the document. Okay, I will share the document the name of the document. You can check it out in my video. Okay, forget about the document. Let's talk about the unit. This is the dry kitchen, wet kitchen, so it's a 2-in-1. Yeah, you have it here. And again, I'm so distracted. Look at that. This living room and dining room, absolutely gorgeous. Look at the size of it. So this is towards the end. This is the somewhat of a corner unit. Yeah. Again, we are the last unit, right? Yes. And because the aerial, right? You know, as I said, it doesn't. There's no units here. Usually, a normal building, you have units back to back, side by side, wall to wall, all the way. This one, no, you do not have a unit beside, and this is not the end of the corner. You know, the end is actually the other side. That's the end. Yeah, that's the corner. The right at the corner is there, but you also get a nice view here with this window. So much light coming in. Very, very nice. Okay, let's talk about this part first. So this is the kitchen. You have hood and hob. Yeah. The PowerPoint for the hood and hob, sorry. That's what I meant. It's not furnished, this unit, bare. The way I see it, you probably want to easily have an island here, right? You can have an island here. And this leads out to your yard. So much to talk about this unit. Very, very nice yard. Yeah. Big. It is big. Here, exposed to the elements a bit. But that also makes it bright. And at the bottom here, you got space for your aircon latch. Piping runs there. So you can do if you want to do a swinging window. But if you put your washing machine towards that corner, I'm pretty sure it's safe from the rain, from the elements, sunshine or so on. Window also, yeah, for your maid's bathroom. Very, very generous, to be honest. Okay, let me talk about the rooms now. So now we'll go to the rooms. Besides this maid's room, the other rooms are all here. The 3 bedrooms, and this is the other +1. So this +1, open up. This is a decent +1. Yeah. Why is it a +1? They make it a +1, although the size looks normal. It can easily be a normal bedroom, but they have this. So this sliding door opens up to your living room. Yeah. If you close it and you lock it, which I think you can do that. Yeah. That's an enclosed area. So this can either be your, I don't know, games room, your playroom, your man cave, study room. Absolutely nice. Beautiful. Yeah. You got aircon piping already, so again, this place is going to be very, very nice and chilled. Balcony, look at the balcony. Big doors leading out to your balcony. So your balcony is not only for your living room, but also this +1. Look at the frontage. So, yes, let's talk about OUG, right? Since the name is Legacy OUG. So, OUG is basically Taman Overseas Union Garden. That's the short form, of course, is OUG. This in front here, under construction, this is Plaza OUG, or used to be Plaza OUG rather. Yeah, very big plot of land here. And Plaza OUG, if I'm not mistaken, is really old. 1970s it came up. It was only demolished early 2020. So plus minus about 50 years old. Also the same parent company as this development, yeah, the original, the OGs of OUG, yeah. Yeah, that's the same developer. And now this is going to be a mixed development, okay? It's going to comprise, of course, as a retail bottom, mall. You have hotel in the middle, and then right on top it will have residence. This is what I understand from the news a couple of years back. Yeah, so this is going to be very, very high up. This is going to easily be 70 stories if I'm not mistaken. Huge development. For those of you who have fond memories of OUG Plaza, do share with me. I myself have very fond memories. I used to stay around this area, by the way, a couple of years back. And yeah, it started off, as I said, as in the 1970s, before it was taken over by Yaohan. So it was known as Yaohan for the longest of time. That's a Japanese brand, but Yaohan today is also bankrupt, taken over by Aeon. Yeah. So OUG, okay, sorry, I'm supposed to talk about OUG. Yes, OUG itself, Overseas Union Garden, includes this whole area here. Yeah, all this plot of land here, these houses here, all this is OUG. Yeah, essentially is covered by or bordered by four streets. This is the first street. I think, okay, that is Jalan Gembira. That I'm confident. This is Jalan Gembira. This is Jalan, let me think. This should be Jalan Awan Besar if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Jalan Awan Besar. Yeah, and then towards the back, the other side, Jalan Hujan Emas, and all the way there, if you hit, you're going to touch Kesas. Yeah, so within these four streets or highways is OUG, including this small area here, also OUG, and this business park here, also OUG. Yeah, this business park is up until here only, sorry. All these are all houses already, if you see. All these are houses, residential, and a lot of high-rise. Old Klang Road is just booming. I read somewhere, and I was going through the numbers, there are a total of 40 plus minus high-rise in the past 10 years. Can you imagine that along Jalan Klang Nama, Old Klang Road, and also Jalan Puchong? Crazy. That is how happening this place is. Okay, towards my rooms now. Let's not waste too much time. This is the first room. Yeah, quite nice, quite sizable. Yeah, certainly bigger than your normal small room. And again, that maid room is also so big. You know, what more these rooms, right? So you got a nice double window panel looking out. And somehow it's rather thin, yeah. You see the profile? Gives you really big, nice windows. Aircon piping is provided. This is also at a decent height, Schneider, so very kids friendly. This is important, right? A lot of people don't think about the height. Up until you have kids or elderly on wheelchair, then you'll realize that this is really, really good. This one, even small kids can reach out and switch on. Yeah, you're talking about as long as kids can walk, babies can walk, they're actually very close to their height already. Very friendly for them. This is the bathroom. So it looks out. Already has a window leading out to my aircon compressor. Elongated bathroom. My other bedroom, I'll say it's very similar, but I can't be for sure if it's the same size as the other bedroom. Yeah. Also, you get a nice view. And last but not least, the master bedroom. So, the master bedroom, right, really, really nice in my opinion. Very, you got this long stretch here, and this is wider than usual, right? So you can put your wardrobe right from the get-go as you enter, right? As you enter, you don't need to be so long, you can chop it here. It's already extremely long already, by the way, guys. This is very long already for this part here. You stop it here. And then here, I don't know, I prefer it to have so, I don't know, either some place to sit, chill, makeup table, because here you get more light, right? So if you were to do a study area inside your master bedroom, it should be this side here, as opposed to the other side, in my opinion. Yes, it's the master bedroom. So we got an extra window panel. It's a bit of a pity there's not a full window panel, and that's because there's this pillar here, and this column. Other than that, very, very nice. Limited timber flooring for the floor finishing. Wow, I love this unit, man. In Legacy OUG, such layout. The width, wide width. How often do you get this in this type of developments outside of KLCC, Mont Kiara, Bukit Tunku, Bangsa, you know, very, very rare. So yes, if you're interested in this unit, it's available for sale or for rent. Owners open the options. Do reach out to Jeffrey. He's the specialist for this area. Now that we're finished reviewing this unit, let's head down and check out the facilities. Oh no, wait. Before we go to the facilities, I need to show something on the car park. Very, very special, the car park. And there's additional stuff at the car park, okay? So yes, let's head to level 1 of the car park first. Let's go. Before we head down, I'll just try to slot in one more unit, but this will be a quick one. Really touch and go, I will not explain much, since I've explained earlier in the other unit. This is a Type C, 1,390 square feet. So very, very similar, except that this does not have that study room. Yeah. So yeah, I'll just quickly go through. Again, you got your powder room here. You got the +1, but it's much smaller, visibly much smaller, much more normal in that sense. This looks like the same size, this bathroom. But again, this is like probably just over 7 feet. Yeah, so just nice, fits in. And the main difference, right? This area here now is without that area there, that study room. Yeah. The kitchen, the yard. So this isn't too bad. It looks quite decent also. And again, even the smaller units, right? This one 1,390, you still have that long width, right? So this long width is for all the units. Even the smallest unit, Type A, also comes with the same feature. The room, the bathroom in between, sandwiched in between, the other room, and your master bedroom, sorry. Long walkway. Yeah. Looks slightly smaller. Yeah. Is it just perception or it is smaller? Okay, so yes, that's about it for this unit. Again, this unit also is available if you're interested. Do reach out to Jeffrey. And now we'll head down to level 1 of the car park to show something special. Let's go. Okay, we are down on the first floor of the car park. And there's something very special about this car park for the units here. Not all units get this, but yes, I wanted to show something very special. Immediately coming out, you have these raised interlocking bricks. Yeah, This is where you drop off for the lobby, Tower 1. And since EV is a thing today, so what they've done is, if you notice, right, they've provided power points. Yeah. So you can use your mobile charger to charge. All units come with power point, but that's not the main focus that we want to talk about today. I want to show you that they have this nice storeroom. Not all units get it, only some, but this storeroom is massive. So this storeroom, or this room rather, belongs to the unit that we reviewed. Yeah? Again, this is not for all units, only certain units get it. But it's a big, nice room. Look at that. This is very sizable, mind you. This is effectively the size of a master bedroom. It's big. And it has lights. It has a PowerPoint. Yeah. So this is where you can easily be your storeroom, right? If you want to put your bicycle, your outdoor stuff, you know, what else you want to put? If you are a car guy, you want to wash your car, you're very into car detailing and so on, all those stuff can be here. Yeah. This is massive. Look at that. So not all units, again, only selected units are nevertheless very, very nice to have this room. So whenever you see a door, right, and there's no, if it's a claw exit, you will see the claw sign. If it's not, then all this, like this door also, is for this parking. So whoever who has this parking has that room. Likewise, there's another room there. A lot of rooms basically. This special, I would say, storeroom sort of. Okay? Yes, now that I've showed you that, let's head up, back up to level 5 to check out the facilities. Let's go. Stepping out the lift, we are on level 5. So this is the main facilities floor. You also have units on this floor, a total of 3 units. But I can't help but to emphasize this nice well. So even at level 5, you will realize it's very bright, right? So again, you got this thing that brings light even at the lower floors. Unlike your traditional airwell, it's only from the top. I'm just in love with this, the facade. Beautiful. And of course, we will see more of that on this floor here. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. This reminds me of architecture magazines, right? Where you can really, sorry, I was changing the mode, that's why the phone or the video was tweaking. This is what you call really architectural marvel. Yeah. Look at that, let me zoom in a bit. Stunning, nice. Okay, I'll talk about red bricks later, clay. But of course, red bricks or clay bricks, as they are known, are much more expensive than cement, which is a normal grey bricks. Right? Every time you see construction, it's always the cement bricks. Red bricks are much more expensive. Obviously, they're aesthetically pleasing. Okay, surround. Okay. Let me just continue on. And I'll talk about those when I have the time. Surround. Oops. So, surround, they prepare the parking. Really, they want to bug them. But what I can see from the surround, they have this glass panels, right? And they pasted frosted stickers. So I think it'll be generally very bright. That's the way I see it. I couldn't enter. But no issues. Let's continue on. So at the end there, you got a casual basketball court. And what I say is casual and not a half size because the shape is a bit irregular. Hence, they can't call it a half court. Yeah. Nice surface. instead of a cement surface, they've used this, I don't know what you call this, but it's a type of plastic PVC, I would guess. Yeah. So it's not half, yeah. You can see it's irregular, the shape. This is a games room. All the facilities are unfortunately still empty. Nothing at all, but I am confident they would furnish soon. Again, just repeat, very recent. I really can't help but to emphasize the time of shooting of this video. It's only a month, yeah. Last month, if I'm not mistaken, I understand June, if repeat. This is July, we're shooting this July. This video should go live within end of July or early August, I think. Yeah. Nice open area. Look at that. Yeah. Architecture marvel, really. The red bricks is just a beauty. And then you got a tree house here. Yeah. There's the area towards the swimming pool. Let's explore this tree house. Very nice. So I would say landscaping wise, right, they've really done a a good job in making this as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Area to chill. And I think this tree will certainly grow a long time. Okay, let's head back down. Look at that. A lot of open space. We have a small playground towards the end there. A lot of sitting areas also throughout this development on this floor. Very simple playground. Very simple. And because this side here are the kids' playground, so you also notice that they've actually added additional fence for safety purposes. You don't see this fence on the other side, but yes, good, you know, because again, ultimately it's a playground, right? You just want to be safe. Small, yes, I would say it's a bit small, but in the larger scheme of things, 400 units, again, facility size, the number of facilities are always relative to the number of units, because that's how much you basically can get, right, in terms of maintenance, monthly maintenance, in terms of the overall revenue that the government, that the developer can pump into the development. Nursery room, again, still empty. So for 400 units, I think that is more than enough. Yeah, again, we need to keep this in mind. You can't compare with a development which has over 1,000 units. Of course, you have better facilities, more facilities. Yeah, but for 400 units, this is nice. Above average, I would say, for 400 plus unit. Karaoke room, again, is empty. What is this? Computer room. Interesting. Computer room. I would guess probably more of a reading, work, study room. Wading pool. So the wading pool is a level lower compared to the main swimming pool. And this way you take your shower. Changing room. Where's the changing room? I'm curious to see how the... Oh, look at this. Now only I see it. So it's actually, look at that. It's not flat facade, right? And they do this, you know, to give it really that profile. A lot of places, right? Obviously, it's not real red bricks, you know, it's just the veneer, you know, a stick on, but this is real red bricks. Look at that. Nice. Right? River stones. Wow. This is like a, I don't know, this is like a spa resort, man. Disabled bathroom is also very big. Very trendy. Yeah. No spa, no sauna, but style-wise, ID, execution, this is the 10 out of a 10. Yeah. Okay, don't want to take up too much time. Still got a little bit more to check out. So you can go down here into the swimming pool, and at the other end there, I'm not sure if you can see, let me try to zoom in a bit. That's the BBQ pit, very simple BBQ pit, only one pit, and there are 2 tables there, so I think you can seat 8 packs. Yeah. Okay, let's head upstairs to the gym. So that's the final facility. So far, I'm really liking it. I can imagine myself, right? This is really a very private, quiet type of property, you know, environment. Yeah. Let's head up to the gym. Entering into the gym. Immediately, if you've watched my videos, I will scream and shout out, Techno Gym! Yes, it's equipped with Techno Gym. This is the best in the market as far as I'm concerned. Super branded. Again, very rare. You only see the likes of Techno Gym in really high-end properties. Yeah, pavilion properties perhaps. Those again in KLCC, Bukit Tunku. This is where you have Techno Gym. And to give you an idea, so this treadmill here that you see here with a screen, you can go to their website, but I would think this is anywhere between 30,000 to 50,000, guys. For this one machine, yeah, 30 to 50,000. Really, they got designer ones, it goes up to 100,000. That's the price of an X70, Proton X70. So extremely branded, they're using Techno Gym. Very generous, the developer. Yeah. Because they're using Techno Gym, I don't think so they can give too many equipment. The layout is a bit weird though, I feel, because you got all these pillars, right? It's not one big open space, you know. But they compensate it by making it very comfy and using branded stuff, right? This is how they compensate this cycler. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you got a lot of cool stuff, right? Our cyclers. And this is to simulate walking upstairs, right? Walk. I don't know what machine you call this. But yes, that is Techno Gym for you. Extremely branded. The best of the best. And one final one, we'll head up. So up is an open space. There probably are chairs here. Can this be an event space? I don't know. Oh, I just noticed that wall there. With the bricks. With the stones, sorry, not bricks. Nice. So yes, that sums up the review of this particular property here at OUG, The Legacy OUG. Very, very fitting its name, The Legacy OUG. OUG really is a true legacy. It's such a matured, beautiful, charming town, yeah, this township here. And the way it's transforming is just beautiful. I can't wait for this project to be up. I mean, this development here. This OUG Plaza. Or Plaza OUG. OUG Plaza or Plaza OUG, I don't know which is the new name for it. That will be up soon. And this particular development is just so iconic in so many ways. This will last for years to come. That much I'm confident. By the way, one interesting fact, fun fact, clay bricks, yeah, these red bricks rather, or clay bricks, it's not that easy to produce, yeah, because of the components needed to produce it, yeah. And hence, it's much more expensive, of course. It's limited in a way, I feel, compared to cement bricks where the raw material, cement, is limitless relative to doing red bricks. And interesting fact also is that clay bricks or red bricks actually can last much longer compared to cement bricks. If there's a lifespan, if I'm not mistaken, cement bricks, you're talking about probably 100, 200 years. This one goes up to 1,000 years. So yes, this is The Legacy OUG. Let me know what you think about this property in the comments below. To me, again, very, very iconic. You don't have anything like this, you know, in terms of the facade, not just the facade, not just the unit, but everything. It's a whole package, right? The unit, where can you get other units, other properties? The units, the width is super wide, not much depth, all rooms facing out. Forget about those expensive properties, right? Of course, you can get those, you know, at Bangsa, Mont Kiara, you know, KLCC. But for a much more normal suburban township, right? Or PJ, you know, in PJ, in wherever, you can't, right? This is very, very rare, a rare gem to me. Okay, so yes, if you're interested to get the unit shown, or any other layout, or if you're an owner and you need help to rent out your unit, sell your unit, do reach out to Jeffrey. His contact is below in the description. And if you have not subscribed to my to my channel rather, do subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Help me grow this channel. And if you found this video interesting, please do share this video with your friends and family. And also smash the like button. Yeah, that would really help me, or help YouTube push this video and my channel to other people, like other like-minded people who like properties. Okay, thank you and see you in my next video. Bye.